But violence against women in connection to witchcraft continues to rise in the northeast region. Despite President Akufo-Addo's intervention to end the menace, the president in February this year sent a delegation to the region led by his special advisor on gender and development, Angela Asante, after a Joy News report exposed how 2 women from the Mamprose East community had been accused of witchcraft and subjected to severe torture by a Togolese priest. However, authorities at the Gambaga witch camp say nothing has changed since that visit from the presidential delegation. Correspondent Ilyasu Tanko reports.
This is a Togolese priest abusing 2 Ghanaian women from the East Mamprose community of Sakogu in a so-called special rituals to force them to confess to the allegation of witchcraft that was leveled against them by some members of the community who had forced them to the camp at Barokosi in northern Togo. 3 months earlier, more than 20 women from the town of Nakpanduri had been held in the camp and tortured over similar allegations. The incident, which occurred in February this year and was reported by Joy News, attracted the attention of President Akufo-Addo and provoked him to immediately react by dispatching a delegation under his special advisor on gender and development, Angela Asante, to meet with the regional stakeholders to convey his anger and demand a lasting solution to the heinous practice. The fact-finding delegation in the region held separate meetings with the Regional Security Council. Following that meeting, the overlord and president of the House of Chiefs said this during a House of Chiefs meeting in March.
I wish to serve a caution to some of our so-called pastors and madams who have become recalcitrant and have made it a business by identifying witches and wizards and also make them tin gods without recourse to the laws of the country.
In the same month, during the Independence Day celebration, the chairman of the Security Council and the regional minister also issued a warning to deal with the perpetrators of the practice. However, according to authorities of the Gambaga witch camp, the practice has shown no sign of improvement. Samson Larry is a coordinator of the camp.
Actually, there has been an increase after the visit of the Parliamentary Select Committee. We have really I don't know what to say, but we are surprised. Just of recent, we have recorded 6 women and 1 man again, just for some few days. And this is really alarming.
According to the coordinator, a woman was attacked and chased out of her community in April.
Let's go to Zoom now. Francis Xavier Soso is MP for Medina, and he's one of 3 MPs sponsoring a private member's bill to have this criminalized and addressed. Mr. Soso, I'm grateful for your time here. You and 2 other colleagues are sponsoring a private member's bill to criminalize the act. Where are we on this?
Thank you very much for having me, and a very good evening to your cherished viewers. Let me say that we are doing quite well with the bill. You would realize that the bill seeks to touch very basically address aspects of people's belief and culture, and it means that if you would be successful in its implementation, then it's very important that you build a lot of stakeholder engagement. We've been doing multiple stakeholder engagement. The very last one, we traveled to all 5 out of the 6 witch camps in the north to engage both women who have been accused, community leaders, as well as some tindanes, which has actually refined the final draft of the bill. As we speak now, we are having a very final stakeholders meeting in October, after which the bill will be gazetted and read for the first time and referred to the appropriate committee of parliament.
So we are looking at somewhere next year, if this is to go through the full process after it's been laid, to have it passed.
Absolutely. In fact, our goal is to, in fact, before Parliament rose last week, we were doing everything possible to see whether we could have it gazetted. But I must say that when we visited the field, it actually refined our understanding of the issue. I mean, it would shock you to know that there were women in some of the witch camps who were accused as being witches by pastors, like by religious leaders. I mean, so it was so strange for us. So that kind of expanded the horizon a little bit beyond just looking at the people who find witches as the typical traditional tindanes or traditional priests and priestesses to some religious leaders, so-called maybe pastors, who may also be in the habit of trying to accuse people of witchcraft.
But I'm wondering if you've engaged the police on this, and I ask this because we have a few cases that the police purportedly is dealing with, but nothing really comes out of it, and you sometimes do not even get them to give you an update on the cases. Sometimes it's even difficult to apprehend the people who have been accused because of who they are in the community. Some are chiefs, some are opinion leaders. Have you spoken to them, and what really their challenges, and is this captured in the final draft?
Well, it is also captured because in our stakeholder engagement, we engage extensively with DOFSU, and then we engaged with officers of the Department of Social Welfare. We engage extensively with other CSOs who are working in the space, like the SANE Institute as well as Action Aid. And I must tell you the fact that, the reality is that the accusation mostly are from very close relatives. I mean, we had cases where husbands are accusing their wives. We have cases where rivals accuse each other. So usually trying to get evidence and even get witnesses to be willing and ready to assist police to arrest is very, very difficult. So I believe that what is going to serve as deterrence is when this bill actually finally passed and people who are found doing that actually prosecuted under the law. As we speak now, you can charge people with other forms of offenses, like maybe threats or like harm or assault, but you cannot charge them for the witchcraft accusation, which is what we are seeking.
Very well. Thank you very much, and we'll be following up on this. That's Francis Xavier Susu, MP for Medina.